Hello my gods and goddesses, and welcome back to another video. I know it's probably been a while since you guys seen a video from me, but I wanted to tell you guys something that literally just happened like during this month. How my ex-best friend basically exposed our private conversations publicly, and here's how it all started. Okay, it started with me, I think back in March, because I remember everything. This started back in March when I was basically, expressing my expressing my opinion about her character, for messing with a married man. And I basically expressed the fact I didn't like the fact that her character basically had no standards at all. She could have gotten with anybody else, but she chose a married man. That's never a good look. It just shows how desperate women are. And I basically said that her character had no standards at all, and her character is basically pretty dumb for getting with the married man, and it just shows how desperate she is. Surely enough, after I wrote that, because that's honestly how I feel, any woman who gets with the married man is a desperate person. You're desperate. You can't find nobody else. So after I wrote that, she felt some sort of way, and when I went back, all my messages were deleted. And I told her, why did you delete my messages? And she said, and I quote, "I love your opinions, but I'm gonna need you to calm down. It's not that deep." And my issue is with that is, how are you gonna tell me to not have any sort of emotion for how I feel what the character is doing? And my issue is this: if you wrote the character like that, people have the right to express how they want about that character. Okay? There is a lot of characters in other people's stories that are thoughts, and I call them thoughts, or I call them stupid. Anything that they do that involves stupidity, I'm going to say something about it. And of course, I told her this is my opinion, and I told her this is my opinion, and I'm gonna say what I want to say. So, she didn't even respond back. She just left me on read. And I'm just like, really? So you're not even gonna respond? So I basically told her, so we're not gonna talk about this. And she said then she got all huffy with me, talk about, there's nothing to talking about. And if you don't mind, ma'am, I'm at work. And I was just like, yeah, you can tell she's upset, because I'm not about to apologize for having a common opinion. And then, long story short, guys, it got way out of hand. And basically, that's where our friendship ended. And I'm telling you guys like this: if your friendship ends over an opinion on a sim character that your friend created, and they just end the friendship, they're not a real friend. Because at the end of the day, everyone is attached to their sims or their characters at some point, but to just drop a whole friendship over an opinion of a character makes absolutely no sense to me. Because you know how many times I have heard people say all types of stuff about my characters, and I just sit there and just take it because they're characters. I get attached just like everybody else, but I know that they're characters at the end of the day. But to just end a friendship over an expression of an opinion of a character, you cannot be friends with that person. That person is just way too sensitive. So this is literally what happened. She called me out the first time, and I thought that was just real messy of her, because I was just like, okay, my issue is this: she's not the only person I ran across to that had the same thing. So before she called me out, I wrote an entire piece, and I was just like, okay, to avoid us actually just like going head to head, I just ended the conversation, and I just sat up here and basically made a post on Instagram saying, I think it's funny how people get so mad about an opinion of a character when you created them like that. And of course, she got super pissed off and called me out. And the thing is, I didn't even add her name, honestly. And I wasn't even remotely talking about her personally. That was literally in general, because I literally said she is not, this person is the only person. I didn't actually say that in the post, but she is not the only person who acts and feels like this. Like, they basically act as if their Sims actually exist, and I have issues with that, people, because that lets me know you cannot understand fantasy from reality, and you honestly believe these people can actually breathe and sleep. That lets me know you cannot take away fantasy from reality. And I basically said, people who get mad over people having an opinion on their characters, obviously, why even have an account? Why even have a platform? Because that's how I honestly feel, and that was my personal opinion. And I basically didn't care how she felt after that, because she got mad at me and basically put me on blast. And I basically told her, there is literally no need for you to do that. You don't need to put me on blast. You don't need to call me out in front of the entire world, because one, it wasn't that deep from the beginning. She deleted my comments because of an opinion I had about her character that she created to be like that. So I basically just stopped talking to her, and then she hands out some fake love, positive crap, talking about I wish you love and support. So fast forward, after we then stopped talking to her, she unfollowed me after that. She claimed I unfollowed her, but she's a whole lie. She unfollowed me after everything went down, because she the one that blew it way out of proportion and did way too much than what I already did. And let's be real, guys, I have my parts in this. I'm not a victim. I don't want nobody coming at me any sort of way, because I'm telling you guys my part in this, because let's be real, I'm not a whole victim in this situation. So fast forward, she just started viewing my stories out of nowhere. Every story that I had, she started viewing it. And of course, I thought it was kind of weird, because she just ended our friendship over a sim character. So basically, I just hit her for my story, because I'm like, you're not even following me. There's no reason for you to be here. And then she started doing little stuff. Like, she started stalking my friends. She started following every single person that I was following and commenting on. People that she's never even read the story before. Even my own friend caught her in lies, talking about how she loved her story, but she had no idea about what the story was supposedly about, and she was just guessing on what the characters were and how they were. And it was just real obvious how she was acting fake, because I done moved on. And she blocked my friend for absolutely no reason. My friend didn't do nothing. And I basically told my friend that she is basically stalking me, guys. And guys, she's been stalking me from March all the way till April. Like, she has been doing little stuff. Like, she's been following me and unfollowing me. She's been she's been stalking me and watching me through my friends. There is literal evidence that she has been unfollowing me and unfollowing me during those 2 months. She has been basically just stalking my page. She even created a whole nother account where she had a whole story on and used that account to stalk my story. Like, I can't make this stuff up. Like, she wasted 2 months stalking me, and for what? She used too much. All them 2 months she used to stalk me, and for what? Just for her to get a rise out of me. So basically, I just didn't even do nothing, because she hasn't remotely done anything malicious yet, except for like calling me out. So I just left it alone. But I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry, it came to June, right, y'all? She done left me alone all the way, and from May, right? It was March, April. I haven't heard from her in May, but now in June, she's right back up again, stalking me. And then, it just got to the point where I just can't take it anymore. And then she started liking my post out of nowhere, and she wasn't even following me. Like, at that point, y'all, it was the last straw. So I went into her DMs and basically told her why was she doing all this, and she was acting stupid, like she didn't know what I was talking about, or she didn't know it was my account, which was a lie because we have been friends for literally a year and a half. She's been following me since my old story on my other Simstagram account that I had. Okay, so the fact that she straight up lied was just trash. Okay, she's been following me since the beginning of last year all the way up until basically March of this year. So the fact that she sat up here and lied talking about she didn't know who posted, who account it was just so stupid. And her post just proved that she knew exactly who I was. Like, how do you not know who I was? I've had the same username on here for months now, and for her to pretend she didn't know who I was, it just proved that she was just being messy, and she just was just waiting for me to start something or have a personal reaction. And I just couldn't take it anymore. This girl's been stalking me for 2 months straight, and then she's come back starting mess again. Like, I just couldn't take it anymore, and I basically asked her why was she doing all this. So to make a long story short, this is where things get out of hand. So I basically told her like what happened. Like, we literally ended our friendship over something so small and dumb, and she claimed it wasn't dumb to her. And this is what she said, y'all. And she said that it wasn't dumb to her, and she basically said that me expressing a certain opinion about her sim made her uncomfortable, and she claimed that I was mean, rude, vicious for no reason towards her character, and she felt like I should apologize to her about me expressing an opinion about a character that she created in her story for it to be like that. I told her I completely understand that you were upset about your sim character, but the fact that you want me to apologize for having an opinion on your character, that you felt that I was too mean and I should have slowed down and I should be apologizing to you because of what I said about your sim character. I said I understand, but I told her I'm not going to stop having an opinion or stop expressing an opinion about a certain sim character that I express for because you're upset. I understand you're upset, but to literally want me to apologize for expressing an opinion about a sim character, I just cannot do that. I'm not about to be on my hands and knees begging you to forgive me over an opinion I had about a sim character. So of course, she made it seem like everything was fine. She said okay, and I said cool, and it went completely left. She basically called me a prick, and told me that I was, basically called me a stubborn prick, and she basically said, thanks for proving to me that I was right to leave you behind this whole time. And y'all, I just got so pissed because I was just like, are you kidding me? You sat up here and stalked me for 2 months to get something out of me, and when I finally confront you about it, my thing is, y'all, this was months ago. She should have let this go months ago. This was an opinion about a character that she the one that put on public for everybody to see. And if that's the case, why do you have a platform? If you cannot handle anyone having an opinion about your character, you don't need a platform, or you don't need a YouTube channel. I am not going to apologize for having an opinion about a character, period. And I got so mad and cussed her out because I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm not about to sit up here and be on my hands and knees begging for forgiveness over no sim character. That's what's not going to happen. I'm not doing that. So I said I was done. And I said more stuff too. And I just blocked her after that. And, before I blocked her, I saw that she called me out again and told me I was a trash person for not apologizing. And I was just like, and guys, let's be real. I already apologized to her several times the first time. I apologized to her all the way back in March, and I told her I was sorry, and I told her we can talk this out. She didn't even want to talk it out, y'all. She literally left me on read. She didn't even want to talk it out. So, and she unfollowed me and called me out. This is the second time she called me out. The first time, y'all, I already apologized to her the first time it happened. The second time I basically confronted her about this, she basically wanted me to apologize again. And I'm just like, I already apologized to you even several times on one occasion, and you want me to apologize again? I am not doing that, because I'm like, okay, now I know you're playing right now. I know this is a joke. You blew it. You did it. You blew it, this whole thing out of proportion. And I already apologized to her the first time it happened. And she wanted me to apologize again. That I was not doing that. Because what you're not about to do, is not guilt trip me and to apologize to you again after I already did the first time. She didn't even want to talk it out, guys. She literally basically ripped me to shreds the first time and called me out my name and told me I was doing too much and I'm the bad person. And I was just done and over the mess after that. So of course, y'all, I could just not take it anymore, and I called her out too. And you know, she's just proving that she's just an oversensitive person, and she's very manipulative, because how dare you try to manipulate and guilt trip me into apologizing again after I already apologized the first time? I am not doing that. Now she just wanted me to be on my hands and knees begging for forgiveness, and I'm not about to do that. I felt like that was just wrong for her to even try that on me, because after I apologized to you the first time and you don't accept my apology the first time, that's just it. I'm not going to keep apologizing to you multiple times. I am not that pressed to have that many friends. So the fact she wanted me to apologize again after I already apologized to her the first time it happened, because I felt really bad and I wanted to make it work. I wanted our friendship to work because I didn't want it to end. But she literally ended it over something so small. So of course I called her out and I said a lot. I drug her. I'm telling y'all right now, I drugged this girl so bad, because I just could not take it anymore. At that point, I can't take it anymore. And she had it coming, because she did this on purpose to get a rise out of me. Stalked me for months just so she could get a rise out of me, just so she can, try to so-called prove to everybody that I was the bad person when she was doing stuff behind the scenes. It was just so disgusting for her to try to manipulate her entire audience on her Simstagram account. So of course, after I done called her out, I basically left it to where it was. Because at the end of the day, it was about me and her. It was not me and her and everybody else. This where it just got extremely messy, and why I basically just not all the way leave, but I just had to temporarily leave that place completely. And this is what happened. Her friend got involved in a situation that absolutely had nothing to do with her. She just jumped in the conversation and basically took a screenshot. My ex-friend took a screenshot of her and mine's private conversation, gave it to her friend. She took that screenshot, wrote a little comment by what I said, and basically blasted it to her entire audience. Now, remind you, this was not even her business to begin with. Nobody else jumped in except for her friend. Her friend took something that was not even her business and blasted it in front of her whole entire account. Like, both of these idiots basically ganged up on me. And the thing is, I was completely unprepared for this. And the fact that her friend wasn't even big enough to at me after she tried to clown me and try to make me look like the bad person is just so irritating. And the fact that her friend basically told her some sob story about how I was just this evil person and I was this and that. I don't know what sob story she done told this chick. Basically, she basically made me out to be a bad person. I don't know what sob story she done told her friend that made her friend basically take our private conversation and blast it in front of her whole audience and call herself trying to check me, talking about how, opinions should be expressed kindly, and, guys, people like this is what's wrong with the community and we need to do better, and people like this are just evil. I'm like, so I'm evil for having an opinion? I'm evil and I'm a horrible person and I'm the what's wrong with the community, and I haven't even done nothing to this person. I haven't done nothing to her friend, because it really was not her business from the jump. And she just involved herself into something that had nothing to do with her in the first place. This is what happens when you are so bored, you don't know how to mind your own business. So basically, I called her friend out and I told her, you do not need to jump into nobody's conversation that has nothing to do with you. This had nothing to do with you or my friend. Me and my friend going at it. You should mind your bald-headed business and leave me alone, because I haven't done nothing towards you. I don't care if you're friends with her. It's just best to leave it alone between me and her. And of course, when I went back on her account, because I'm going to tell you guys how I knew her friend was talking about me. I didn't think nothing of it, right? So I had a feeling that this wasn't over yet, because I knew she had to do something else. So this is what I did, right? I was thinking nothing. I was just watching people's stories and stuff. I usually come on to people's random accounts, right? And I knew that she was friends with her because my friend follows her friend. So I go onto her account because, we obviously don't have no beef at all. We just don't. So I go onto her story, right? And she is literally saying all types of stuff. She literally took a private conversation from me and my friend that my ex-friend gave her and basically blasted it in front of her whole audience, trying to check me. My issue is this: if you're gonna try to out somebody, it's better to just at them, because what is the issue? What's the reason to even come for somebody? And my issue with her is that it was never her business from the jump, and it was just really sad that she didn't even know the whole story for her to just take sides like that, when in reality it was honestly her friend that was starting everything. Like, she was the one that was stalking me. She was the one that was, blocking my friends. She blocked my friend for absolutely no reason at all. My friend didn't do nothing to her, and she was going around stalking me through other people's pages. It was insane. And she even made a whole nother account where she has another story on and stalked me through that page. It's insane. You cannot make this stuff up. And I was just like, are you kidding me? You basically, I understand this is your friend, but at least know the entire conversation before you pick sides, or you end up looking stupid at the end. So it was just sad. I told her, girl, if you want to know the whole conversation, you need to know everything, not just half of the story, because that's where people get it messed up. If you want to know what truly happened, know the whole conversation, not just half of the story, because your friend was giving you some sort of sob story. I don't know what sob story she done told her, but the fact, I'm pretty sure she didn't tell her the entire story. She probably only gave her friend bits and pieces of what I was saying. And sure, yes, I cussed her out because I was just so irritated. Because why would you do this? And then you stalked me for 2 months just to get a rise out of me was just so petty and childish. And I'm pretty sure she only gave her friend bits and pieces of the conversation that me and her had. She only took out the parts that made me look bad, only cut out the parts that made her look so innocent and made me look like the bad person. And basically her friend said I was disgusting, and people like this is what's wrong with the community, and people need to do better. There's no room for this. My issue is this: it was a private conversation. It does not matter what I said to her. That should be kept between us. Like, it doesn't make any sense. If me and my friend fall out over something really bad, y'all will never see me put anyone's private conversations on blast, because I'm not doing that. I am not about to go that low. Her friend went low, and I was so upset. And I basically screenshot and I told her, how is this going to prove that I'm a horrible person? You two are basically trying to ruin someone's reputation and someone's image on here because of what your friend did. How is me cussing around making me look like a horrible person? You know how many people cuss people out all the time? Okay, I've seen plenty of people cuss out people all the time. And my issue is this. So this makes me a bad person, but you out here putting out our private conversations. How does that make you look? It makes you look untrustworthy. It makes you look like a snake. So of course, after I said that, I told her, I basically said, I do not have time for neither one of you. I don't have time. Because at the end of the day, I'm not about to argue with a bunch of people online that I can't even see in the first place. So of course, after I went back on there, on her friend's account, the whole entire post was gone. She deleted it after everything went down. I don't know who told her to take it down, but I'm honestly glad it was taken down in the first place. And my thing is this. She claimed she was trying to protect her friend. She was helping her out. I'm sorry. If you're trying to help out a friend, that is not the way to do it. You do not air other people's conversations that had nothing to do with you and put them on blast in front of the entire world to see. So I was so humiliated after that, because that just lets me know that she was never trustworthy from the jump. And it just made her friend look stupid, because she honestly got used and basically had my ex-friend had her do all her dirty work without her looking too bad. She just called me a prick, and she called me trash because she claimed I hurt her feelings. And honestly, it was all over a pixelated character that doesn't breathe, that doesn't eat or sleep, and it's on a computer. A computerized pixelated character she got offended by over an opinion that I said about her character. That's how it all started. Her and her friend made the situation way bigger than what it was, and it basically showed their true colors, that nobody's conversations is safe. And I got so humiliated, because I'm like, there is nothing I said in that conversation that deserved my private conversation being exposed between me and her. There was just no way for that. And of course, it got even more messy, because she started unfollowing my friends that was friends with me, unfollowing and blocking them because they were friends with me. And absolutely, it made no freaking sense at all, because I was just like, what does my friends have to do with this situation? So just because they talk to me, you can't be cool with them anymore? Even when they had absolutely nothing to do with this conversation. It was wrong. Everybody was coming to me in my DMs telling me how wrong her and my ex-friend was for doing that. There were people that were coming to me saying that I'm sorry about what your friend did. Both of them there was no logical reason for them to sit up there and air out private conversations between you two, and it was real messy for them to do that. And I absolutely agree. Even other people were saying that what my ex-friend and her friend did was just straight up dirty, and it was wrong, and it basically just showed their true colors, because that lets you know that you cannot be trusted with anything. You cannot be trusted at all, because if you're willing to do that to somebody you don't even know, imagine what you can do that to somebody you're friends with and after the friendship ends. And I hate how people are still friends with these people even still to this day, because their issue is, well, they didn't do anything to me, so I'm fine. You think you're fine because you're friends with these people? No. My only thing is that if people are still friends with them, at the point they get what they get at the end, because there is no reason for my private conversation to be exposed and my friends to be basically at the short end of the stick. My other friend was blocked. My other friend got unfollowed by her friend. I don't know what crap she done told her about my friend. About my friends. I don't know what crap or what lies she told her about my friends. My other friend ended up getting blocked, and she was so hurt by it. because she said she had nothing to do with the issue. And she's like, I got blocked for literally no reason. And I told her I was deeply sorry because it was none of my friends' fault. And I honestly felt like if I would have just blocked her straight up, not all this could have been prevented. And my thing is this, I understand what you guys are gonna say, but honestly, still to this day, I still honestly feel that it was my fault for how everything went down, because I felt like if this would have never happened, she probably would have never got blocked. My friend would have never gotten unfollowed. And it was pretty sad. It's pretty sad that my friends got the short end of the stick because of me and my ex-friends issue with each other. But I think, guys, she blocked me, and thank God, because that's literally what I just wanted. I just wanted her to just leave me alone. I felt like I should have just blocked her the first time, but I felt like I didn't have to do that because she didn't do anything malicious. She wasn't doing anything. She was just like being a little stalker, and it was just like getting really super annoying. And then after she did this, and after she put me on blast twice, I just couldn't take it anymore, and I just held so much anger in from that point on, and it overboiled, and I basically just snapped. I just couldn't take it anymore. And it just proves, guys, that you need to be careful who you're friends with. And please, if they ever do something petty and childish and try to ruin your name, it's always best to just block those people, because those people will always have their karma coming for them. Those people don't ever get through in life just being petty, being basically a horrible person. And if people are willing to be friends with people who expose private conversations, you get what you get at the end. Point blank, period. And if anyone will be willing to be friends with these people after what they have done, after they expose their toxic behavior, after basically exposing how much of a snake they are, sorry, hun, you get what you get at the end. I can't feel bad for you because you knew the consequences. So anyway, guys, that's my story time. Lesson learned here: be careful who you're friends with. Not everybody is your friend, and it's just best to have one or two friends. The more friends you got, the bigger the issue, and make sure them friends are just not snakes. So that is it for this story time. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and tell you guys your honest opinions in the comment section, and I will talk to you in my next video. Later, my gods and goddesses, and have a wonderful day.